Hi everyone, I hope you all are great. Today we will have multiple meaning words. First, you have to log in using the aplusstudent.com. Click on your name, move on to language art grade 7. Chapter is multiple meaning words. Lesson will be which sentence matches the definition. Which definition matches the sentence? Alright, so some words have more than one meaning. Words that are spelled and pronounced the same way but have different meanings are called homonyms. Okay? Homonyms. So homonyms are words that are spelled and pronounced the same way but have different meanings. So we have Jessica struck the match and held it against the tinder to start the campfire. What color furniture would match the maroon carpeting? Okay. So words that are spelled the same way but have different pronunciation and meaning are called homograms. Okay. So okay, so the words that are spelled the same way but have different pronunciation and meanings, we call them homograms. Now, the double brass is the largest string instrument in an orchestra. So, in the sentence, bass rhyme with case, right? So, and then bass is a variety of spiny, fine, freshwater, and saltwater fish. In this sentence, the bass rhyme with grass. Okay, so you just have to take note of the homograms and then the homonyms, all right? So, which piece of text uses the meaning of defects? Okay, so defects now a fault or imperfection. Okay, so what do we have for defects? Here, defect meant a fault or imperfection, so it will be the second one here. Season, verb to add salt, pepper, or spices to a food. And then we have being able to properly season meat is what separates the amateur from the professional, the cooking instructor said. Then we have shoulder, verb to accept and bear a burden or responsibility. And then it will be this one because the cost of providing employer sponsored health benefits has increased. Miss Williamson was forced to ask her employees to shoulder more of the cost. Okay, so yeah, we'll go to the test and you should share your answers with me. Okay. So we have which piece of text uses the meaning of refrain? Refrain verb to keep yourself from doing a desired action. Is it the first or the second? Okay, so we have the second one. Okay. So hamper, now a large basket with a lid. Is it gonna be the first or second? All right, so we have no, I haven't seen your skinny jeans. Mrs. Clark said to her daughter, have you looked in the laundry hamper? Okay, so we have compact, adjective, packed closely together. Is it the first or second? So we have the second one, okay? So custom now a practice that is traditional for a particular group. So is it first or second? Okay, so we have the second one because that explains like a tradition that's practiced between a particular people. So formula now, a rule or principle for making calculations in math. Is it first or second? So we have the first one. The formula for finding the area of a square is 2 square. Where is the length of one side? Okay. So angle, verb to turn or bend. Is it the first or second? Okay, so we have the second one. So value, verb to assess at a certain price or what? Would it be the first or the second one? Okay, so what do we have first or second? So we have the second one. So desert, now a land or region that received little rainfall, first or second. Okay. So we have the first one. All right, that's it for this lesson. We'll move on to the next one. So make sure you complete this one if you haven't done it, okay? So we have which definition matches the sentence. So it's basically the same thing we've gone through. Like we said, that words that are spelled and pronounced the same, we have but have different meaning are the homonyms. Okay, and then words that are spelled the same way but have different pronunciation meanings are homograms. So we have on his cooking blog, Harry shared a recipe for blackberry cobbler that calls for a teaspoon of almond extract. So what are we gonna have here? We would have what? Cobbler. Okay, so and now like a fruit pie with a thick crust. Now the flavor of the spaghetti sauce is sensational. Mrs. Halmont told her husband, "What did you use to season it?" So season mean the verb to add salt, pepper, or spices to a food. Alright, we have when installing crown molding on a vaulted ceiling, you must measure the angle of the slope along the wall and the ceiling. So what's the meaning of the angle here? First to second? Alright, so we have the first one as the meaning of the slope here. Okay. What does refrain mean here? Um when seals flock to Oregon beaches, biologists ask residents and tourists to refrain from interfering with the newborn pups whose mothers routinely leave their pups onshore while they hunt for food in the water. First to second. What does refrain mean? So we have the second one. So yeah, what does shoulder mean here? Aaron shifted the angle into reverse, glanced over his shoulder, and then slowly backed out of the driveway. Is it the first or the second? Okay, so what do we have? So the first one, okay? The right accessory can make or break your outfit. The saleswoman at the boutique told Mary. First or second? Okay, so we have the first one. It enhances beauty or usefulness. So the city of Oxford planned to issue a bond of more than $6 million for a variety of infrastructure improvements. So what does issue mean here? Is it the first or second? Okay, so we have supply or distribute in an official way. Okay, so after a productive afternoon of forced writing, Rita felt content with the progress she had made on her paper. First or second, content. Okay, so pleased and satisfied. Okay. The appetizer you made was quite bald and overcooked. For that reason, we have to let you go, one of the judges said to the contestants on the cooking show. So, what does reason mean here? So, reason here means purpose or explanation. In the novel Anna Karenina, Leo Tolstoy explores themes of marriage, passion, and societal expectation in Russia. What does novel mean here? So we have a long fictional piece of writing. All right, that's it for our lesson under multiple meaning words. Can you tell me if you have any questions? All right, since we have no questions, we'll end here. Complete this lesson if you haven't done it. See you next time. Bye.